Hello, and welcome back to the May Contain Action podcast. I'm one of your hostess, like the bakery company. I love hostess. Oh, I love hostess so much. I could eat a Oh, sorry. Yeah, Paul's here too, and I'm Trevor. Trevor and Paul back for the show. I'm on a diet, man. I'm sorry. Like I want a Twinkie so bad right now. That was an intrusive thought that just kicked the door into my brain. Holy, that was real. That was real.
That was you
I was like, oh
really
my God, I want that so bad. Just like out of nowhere.
wow. That's so weird that you want a hostess of all things.
Yeah, well, okay. My dad, we had a, okay. You ready for a weird little sidebar before we talk about other sidebars?
Yeah, yeah.
My dad, so my dad loved the Hostess jelly filled. My dad was a shift worker, worked 4 days at night, 4 days day, and then 4 days off.
Oh,
So
okay.
swing shift is just, I think maybe the worst existence in like there you have no like people like you only know certain people for 4 days and then other people for 4 days and then
Oh,
other
yeah.
people for 4 days. You have like
Yeah.
three different groups of people you see.
Mhm.
But anyway, he would always go like grab some. You stop by on the way to work at 4 in the morning. Grabs a jelly filled donut or a little 2 pack, and
Mhm.
we had a Hostess outlet in our
They
town.
make those?
Yeah, it's I cannot believe. Well, it's like a hub, so like there's a distribution center there
Okay.
in my town. So like they had like a little spin-off, like this stuff's gonna, the sell by dates in 2 days.
Yeah.
So then we rotate it through the store. And stuff's like expiring like the next day or whatever. So you can go swoop everything for like 60% off. So he would just
Oh
go
my
buy in bulk. And that's why
hostess.
I have my diet.
Dude,
So
does your whole family have diabetes?
nope, not yet. But I'll be honest, I've had lots of
Lord.
aunts and uncles, but it was mostly because I don't. It's at this point I don't know if it runs in the family or not, or if it's just our horrible baloney diets.
I was gonna say, so
Everyone has that diet, so it's hard to tell. Like you
yeah.
can't really isolate.
There's the genetic diabetes, then there's the I love hostesses diabetes that no.
It's type 1's genetic. Type 2 is what you get.
I think
Um,
I can't remember. I feel bad for
uh,
not remembering. But
anyways,
hard digress.
looping it all the way back. Paul, how are you doing? How is
Oh,
everything?
dude, thanks for asking. Good. Good. What's going on? Playing a little bit more Magic. So that's going on. I mean, as far as like gaming stuff
Addiction?
goes, the addiction's strong, still really good. Still trying to bide my time, thinking about the next deck I want to get. Not really sure if any one of our listeners knows. Let me know. Come by and chat. Let me know what you think on the Twitch stream or something. But thinking about my next deck. So I'm playing that. Obviously playing Pal World, which I
Eh.
know you're a big fan of. Obviously,
Yeah.
uh, you said you have how many hours? 40.
Oh, it's weird. It's popped up right here somehow. It's almost like Steam never closes now. 47.3 hours. The game came out 6 days ago, guys. I'm level 40,
Oh my
and I have
goodness!
done I haven't even been leveling hard. I've done no offense to everybody in the crew, and shout out to Speedy and Sidearms and Crews and all them for inviting me, but like our base is upgraded because of me. Like every time they get on, we have like a whole new quarter opened with all this stuff.
Our base is because of me.
It is. And I'm on a server. I think Marcel and I think basically I do work Marcel
Uh-huh.
and Courage Jackson or Courage Jackson.
Curtis
Courage
Jackson.
Jack,
Yeah.
JD, Jack Dunlop, have played more than me.
They played more than you.
I think they might have. Maybe I beat them yesterday. I might have passed them yesterday, but dude, they like I get on,
Yeah.
they're on. I get off, they're still on. I get up in the morning, they're on. Marcel, I don't know what he's dude.
Whoa.
This is Seattleites going crazy, but we're on the West Coast. So like that we have
Okay.
that. We've been like
Okay.
getting up early and then staying up late. So we're just like
Wow.
but dude, they're hooked. It's
I mean, yeah. Yeah, the game is really good. I mean, I've been playing it. I haven't been playing it to that level, but I've been playing it. I'm trying to figure out how to get it on Steam Deck, but it's like impossible to use the keyboard to get
yeah.
into your server, and you can't like it's bugged. Like you can't like save a server, so I have to like type it in manually every time. You can't do it on
Yeah,
Steam Deck, so I'm really bummed about that. Can't
it's
do it there.
goofy. It's goofy. But they patched
So,
today, by the way. So like
oh, they
that's
do.
a good sign. Everyone's like, hey,
Good.
they're just gonna stay like this for 3 months, and we're all gonna get mad. And they patched it 4 or 5 days in, like just a big like a solid size patch.
That's good because there was a lot of issues with it for sure.
Oh, it's so weird because it's very clearly built on Unreal, right? So
Uh
like,
huh. Yeah.
uh,
Kind of a hot
there's a
mess.
natural smoothness in terms of like it's a very efficient engine,
Hmm.
extremely efficient. So like you can get away with releasing alphas because it's nice looking stuff that's not as graphics intensive as possible. That's why the render distance is
Yeah.
so far. That's why you can see everything and it's online.
Oh, is
Dude,
that why?
it's crazy. Minecraft, you can't even get this far of a render distance.
That's true. You can see like the entire map from the top, like the apex point of the map. Um, but you also have a lot. Well, it has a lot of trouble with pathing. I've noticed a lot of
Yeah, well,
pathing issues. Like you
that's
tell
gonna
your
happen.
Pokemon,
Oh, hey, pals, pals,
yeah,
pals, pals. Beep,
you
beep, beep,
tell
beep,
your Pokemon adjacent IP to
beep. Pokemon, jeez.
attack something, and it's like I don't even know how to get there, and it's like it's a straight line, man. There's a rock in the way. It's like I don't know, I can't do it.
Well, that and their hitbox. Who knows how big their hitbox is? Like when you're fighting them, it's their full body. But then,
Yes,
like, so
yeah.
they, dude, I caught the Jormander, which is everyone knows it's Gyarados' uh, other
Oh,
dimension brother,
oh,
and
okay.
he is so big.
Oh, really?
Very good at using water
Yeah.
skills, but he ruins everything. So like no one can be on when I put him in, or he just knocks out. None of that. They run into each other and knock each other out of their paths, and sometimes
Oh,
he kicks them off of the thing they were on, so then they go to their number one thing, which they naturally do, which
oh,
is annoying.
wow.
But dude, the whole
Dang.
system around like picking a guy up and moving them around onto the things you need them to be on,
Yeah.
that's so smart.
Oh, yeah, just, like, literally picking them up with one hand and chucking them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you,
Yes.
like, attach them to the thing you want them to be on,
Yep.
like, that's
So,
a create that's creativity to the max, in my
tell
opinion.
me too, like, what's the most efficient way to level? Is it just capturing pals? Is that the way?
Capturing so you up to 10. So you can catch 10 of them, and you
Okay.
get the maximum XP, and it doesn't matter by level, it's whatever you get, like, XP for a catch, and it's standard for every level you're at, so it keeps going up, scaling.
Oh, okay.
So you can
Okay.
go back and catch a bunch of, the little sheep ball things or whatever if you've not caught any, and you could get like at level 49 to 50, you could do that if you haven't done it yet. So
Okay.
like going to all the starting areas and just getting all the low levels with blue balls
Mhm.
is blue spheres is
Yeah.
a
Spheres.
really good way to do it. So I've been doing that, and basically I'm just like going and like trying to. I'm just gonna explain like today on stream. My whole thing for 4 hours is gonna be like, let's see as much of the map as possible.
Okay, cool.
It's huge, by the way. I don't know if you've zoomed all the way out,
No.
but it's huge. I'm
Is
like,
it
dude,
really?
how is there so much? Like, I thought this game was. I thought we were gonna get 40 hours and then be like, okay, we gotta wait for a patch.
Yeah,
No,
but there's more.
no.
There's always stuff I haven't seen yet. I'm always like really surprised, like this the how many pals there are. There's a lot of
There's a
different
hundred
pals,
and what is it?
dude.
108 pals.
Yeah, I'm really lightly into it. I think I have 15 hours total, so I'm like nowhere near.
Well, it's
But
nice. You can do that,
it is, yeah.
and
I
you're
don't.
not behind per
Yes.
se. You know,
Well, you're
in
not.
the
You're
in
not
the
behind.
yeah.
Um, but what was I gonna say? Oh, the two things. One, apparently, at least in the community servers, if you leave your pals out to like do work at your base, maybe you've seen this.
Yeah, they'll take them,
They
or they'll just
they just like get super sad. I came back, everyone was starving, and like
yeah,
their sanity was all like zero. I'm like, there's food here. What are you guys doing? But I
yeah.
don't know if it's like a glitch
It's
on,
pathing most of the time. Like there's something they're running into something, they're just giving up.
and they, yeah, they just sit there and they get
So,
sad,
you,
and then yeah.
so we actually moved our base twice.
Oh,
Just
really?
like those big flat areas. That's where you like. Those are 4 bases, and we didn't know that at the beginning. So we were all on the hill at the beginning, and we're like, oh wait.
Oh, yeah. No, big flat area is definitely for bases. Yeah.
If you spread everything out, like really, like give it a good amount of space here at the beginning,
Mhm.
it is much better. Like if you just try to keep everything around the edges, so they have the middle courtyard to kind of path.
Yeah, yeah.
That has worked a little bit better.
Okay.
We people don't do that because they don't build walls fast enough. But if you build like a little defensive thing, then you can just spread out within immunity, and it's
Okay.
freaking
And
awesome. So
the
yeah, I'd say
second
do
thing
that.
was I captured a, what do they call the little lamb ball?
Yeah, land ball. That's
Lamb
what they're called.
ball? Uh, dude, Japan is insane. Did they? It was a Japanese company that made this, right?
I
I'm
it feels
fairly
Japanese.
certain.
I don't know. There's like Bros involved. That's a whole other thing
I
too.
don't 100% know, but I feel like it was a Japanese thing. Anyway, bro, one of the have you seen this? One of the buffs or like one of the things your pals can have, like the traits or attributes, whatever.
Yeah.
I got a lamb ball, and his attribute was work slave.
Yeah. Oh, that was yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. That's bad.
I was
Like
like,
like
chill, dude. Like,
yeah. There's a couple things that they've done, just not.
I was like,
To be honest, the first things I saw were the slaughter thing. I'm like, people don't even use that. Like, it's not even
oh,
useful. It's just it was funny.
well, it's
I mean,
useful if you need an organ.
yeah, but like they're so easy to get. Uh, it's just like you can buy them too. So it's like,
Yeah.
uh,
It feels a little unnecessary. Like, we're gonna make this specific item. It's called the cleaver, and you use that to
but
butcher the pals.
what do you think made the game so popular right away? Those
True,
clips.
true.
And now
But
here we are, and no one
yeah,
uses it. Dude,
but it's
it's
there.
genius. If it were, they wouldn't do that on purpose, probably,
No,
but
no.
it's genius.
Yeah.
The
This
genius of it is it's Pokemon plus Breath of the Wild
plus
plus
a little bit of Fortnite.
a little bit of Fortnite plus a little bit of Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly. It's
So,
yeah, there's a lot of IPs in this IP. And I'm just wondering if they're gonna get sued. Like how
oh,
long
there's
it's gonna
suit there
take.
there are suits being filed left, right, and center guaranteed. It's gonna hit them like an avalanche, but they're gonna have so much money that
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's $30 for the game, right? And they got like
yeah.
what, like 2 million downloads or something.
There was 3 million downloads in the first 36 hours, and then
Whoa.
there was like a 1.9 million concurrent players at one point.
Oh my goodness.
Which and the servers did not like we actually had a server crash and then wipe it,
Oh, really?
but we have the person that is running ours
Mhm.
server has their own backups they do once a day.
Oh.
So they ran it back. So I literally lost like 6 hours worth of stuff, and then I just redid it all
Oh, wow.
and did it better because then I figured out how to do it.
Goodness gracious.
And but yeah, that was a problem. It's funny. I knew we were gonna go here. I was gonna try to put us right back on Magic,
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
but
yeah. No, please switch it up.
we we can't because this game's so good, and that's what I'm gonna do after this. Okay, that it's so good. I love it. But who knows if it's
Very
a
good.
scam? At the end of the day, it's $30. And if we find out it's scam within a month, we can all refund it.
True.
So
Yeah, there you go.
hopefully, I don't know how it could be a scam. There's nothing to buy in the game. So at this point, like I'm
No, it's
not.
not.
I've
It
already
doesn't.
gotten my money's worth.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. $30 worth already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I don't really know what the scam part is.
No, it's not a scam.
It's not. Well, it can't be at this point. Like
Yeah.
people have played enough to get their value. So like this is pretty much the return on investment. Anyway, Magic real quick. I actually opened up my first full booster box. I was doing it on stream at the beginning, and then I kind of gave up because I was like, I just realized I don't know any of these cards, and none of you know any of these cards. So who cares? I'm reading them because I don't know what they are. So like I don't know what we're looking for. Why are we doing this to stream? And then Jen was there. She's like, for me.
You're opening them up for. I don't know what these mean. You don't know what these mean. Why am I doing
What are
this?
we doing? Yeah. So I then opened the rest with Kate, and then I explained the game to her. She's like, oh, because I was like,
Oh,
I
she was
think you would
into it.
like it. Yeah, like I think you'd really like it. And she's like, because I think she's resistant to
Mm,
hyper nerdy stuff, like
yeah.
nerdy
Oh,
stuff.
magic is like a level of nerd I never imagined I would tread. Like
But
it's a magical nerd land I never wanted to visit.
it's all of your IP that you've loved your whole life all together.
Yeah, it is, and it's
Whole new world.
freaking good. I just played
But
yesterday and it was lovely. And
who do you,
also Pool Shark was like, we gotta get Trevor to play more. I was like,
I'm in.
yeah,
I'm in. I can
we can
squeeze
do
in
it.
my Pal World addiction. Or
Actually,
at some point I'll talk to Kate.
oh yeah.
Uh, no, she's yeah. I'm already playing too much. Like I'm like yeah. I gotta go like help cook and stuff probably.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally,
Ooh, you
totally.
know what I mean?
Yeah. I
But
also
I
just added you. Oh,
to the DM.
I couldn't add you to the group. Are we at max? Do you have more than 18 people in a Twitter DM?
You have 18 people in a Twitter DM.
Yeah, yeah. There's people.
I'm sure if you subscribe to Twitter Blue, you can get 2 more slots.
Oh my god. Anyway, we'll figure it out.
Anyway, We'll figure it out. Yeah. I can't believe you have 18 people in there. Maybe it needs to be a Discord channel at this point,
Oh, that's a good point.
or everyone in like everyone runs. We have I don't know. Pool structure should just have a section where we just talk about it. And we only have our roles.
Yes. Yeah.
He's already doing that, isn't he? Like running tournaments and stuff.
He has tournaments. He has a whole website. Yeah. Where he runs magic
Oh,
tournaments out of.
he's for real, real.
He's not messing around.
So I did get I got it's all Lord of the Rings cards more. So
Mhm.
like I'm messing around like fashioning together like a Hobbit food deck,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
which seems fun though not very strong. But I'm
Mm.
sure there's
Well, it's not bad. I've heard some people say that it's stronger than the Hosts of Mordor
oh
deck. So
it depends
yeah.
offense or defense, right? So like
Hmm.
in Commander it might be okay, especially if you can avoid people's ire for a while because you can just hoard HP. Like that's the point.
Yeah, a
Like you
lot
just
of
heal yourself
food.
over and over again.
Yeah.
Which I don't like the idea of playing an Outlast deck in a commander game that's already long as hell.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's
Dude,
probably
the
better in
commander
head to
games
head
can be super long. I have them be really short too. It depends. It depends.
if people decide to go
Yeah.
all out.
I've had a game
Like you
ended in
can
5 turns, so it's not.
oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
it was
you
pool
can
shark.
set it up. Like you could be like going back. We're gonna like the goal is to get people out as quickly as humanly possible, right? We're gonna really go for it. Don't hold back because me and Jen's holding back. She's like doesn't want to do damage.
Oh, yeah. Jen never wants to do damage. I am not holding back. I take, for whatever reason, the past 4 times I've played, it takes me forever to ramp. Like
Yeah,
I want to play. I
yeah.
want to. I just can't. I don't
You're
have the
trying,
mana.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
yeah,
very
it's a
frustrating.
shuffle or whatever. It could be anything, but
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying that. That game is great, and Kate and I are going to both build decks and then play against each other.
Hell yeah,
She's
dude.
she was really interested in like I'm like here's the mechanics and stuff you'd like, and you could play like the night elf deck, and then you're telling a story of their sagas and stuff. I'm like, so you're making up
Yeah.
the story as you go. Like that's the point.
Dude, also, she should play on spell table. Get her a little setup. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Little down
yeah.
facing camera. Freaking play.
We're gonna do. I'm gonna get us both just like play mats with like Jen has, so I can like we can okay put that over
Yeah.
there and like we can play a few games with that and just kind of get the muscle memory. Go from there.
Yes. I love
It'd
that.
be fun. Be an absolute blasty, I'm
I'm
sure.
freaking jazzed up.
Wow, games.
We're
Wow, have we
so
been like?
nerdy.
And we didn't even talk about Tarkov, and we got 2 other games we love.
I know. It's
Look
good.
at that.
It's
Look at
good.
it.
Do like
Look at
Tarkov
it.
though. It is going well.
It
Um do we
it's
want
great.
to
It's a
do we want
great
to get
wipe.
into the main topic? Do we want to talk about it? Do we want to is there anything else we
Do
want to touch on?
is there anything else? No, we got the Power World out there. Let's get in the old movie, dude.
The old movie. So right off the bat, I gotta say, this is my bad. All right. I
It is.
told Chat earlier, I suggested the wrong movie, and I started watching it with Tirza. I was watching the intro. I was like, I don't know if I remember this is how it goes. And then I saw like the age of the characters. I was like, oh shit. Oh no. It's the wrong movie. And it was the night before the pod. So I felt bad.
Yep. And I
Yeah.
watched that movie.
So I thought I had time because I was like, PM, the jury's out on whether or not he'll watch it. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. It's not a knock against him. It's just he's the producer, he doesn't have to participate as much. But
Yeah.
I was like, I definitely got there in time for Trevor because I thought you watched him Tuesday nights. I thought that was your thing.
I usually do, but we have this thing called Power World. So I'm gonna start doing side monitor while I play Power World.
So Pal World is okay.
People just think I'm logged into the game because it says I'm in the Discord. No, I'm playing. I'm actively playing at all times.
If you see me in there, I'm playing.
That's where I am.
Okay. All right. Well, that's my bad. All right. I'll intro it because it was my selection this week.
Okay, and show what movie is it? What'd you pick?
I picked D3, The Mighty Ducks. That's right. I picked the third installment of a movie series to start with.
Some would say it's not the best one. I was excited for the best one, so I watched that, and then you're like, no, not the best one.
I know.
The worst one.
I know. Oh, my camera's frozen on my forehead. What happened? Oh, it's so behind. Oh, we're catching up, and we're almost there. It's literally speeding through. Oh, we're back. Okay, good.
I like that, listeners. What a great segue.
Oh, so sorry. Yeah, we'll cut that out. So
Will I?
you
No.
could.
Shannon.
So D3, the Mighty Ducks. So let me give some context behind this. So I picked D3 because I have fond memories of it, not because it's the best, or anything like that. When I was, I don't know, however many years old, 12, 13, when I watched this, it wasn't like, oh, I like the cinematography of D3 more than
Yeah.
D2. It was the movie I had access to and the movie I watched the most. And I don't know. It was kind of cool to me.
Well, we are going to talk about plot, so don't you worry your little
Mm.
head, because whoa.
Oh yeah. So this movie came out in 1996. The genre family, comedy, sports does fit all those pretty well. The budget was around 11 million, which coming off of Emperor's New Groove, holy frick.
Yeah. What?
I mean, did they make this in someone's backyard? Like, uh,
It kind of seems that there wasn't a lot of different venues.
there weren't a lot of sets. Yeah, there weren't a lot of sets. $11 million. Box office movie grossed around 22.9. So not a hit, but they made their money back for sure.
I mean, 100% back. That's
And then
pretty good.
some. Yeah, pretty good. I don't know what's considered like box office other than like Barbie, but I don't know what would be like good or bad or indifferent. But
I think
uh,
they're just making money as a W in the film industry.
yes, yes. Critical reception of D3 was mixed. While it received praise for maintaining the spirit of the previous film, some critics felt it lacked the freshness of the original.
You don't say.
Yeah. You don't say. All right. Our cast and crew: Emilio Estevez as Gordon Bombay, the coach of the Ducks. Emilio! Jeffrey Nordling as Coach Ted Orion, which Tirza spent like a good fourth of the movie trying to figure out where she knew him from. And it was like the OC or I can't remember where the frick it was from. It just took forever.
Some TV show.
Yeah.
He's a good dad in TV show.
David Selby as Dean Buckley, the dean of Eden Hall Academy. Heidi Kling as Casey Conway, what a performance from her. Joshua Jackson as Charlie Conway, who I always got confused with. What's his name from Dawson's Creek? I don't know why. I just thought they look the same to me. Little fun fact about Paul. Eldon Henson as Fulton Reed, one of the team's enforcers. Sean Weiss as Greg Goldberg, the goalie. Vincent LaRusso as Adam Banks, who was one of the skilled players, the Banksy, what they called him. Marguerite Moreau as Connie Moreau.
She got her keep her last name?
She got to keep her last name.
Wow.
Josh Acklin as Hans. And I'm a little upset that we did not include Keenan Thompson.
How is he not? Yeah, you didn't get. That might have been hold on, let me check this. That's a copy and paste situation. My bad.
A copy paste.
It definitely was at the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Keenan Thompson. Yeah,
Keenan Thompson. And Tirza looked at me before we started the movie. She was like, "Keenan Thompson's in this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he hasn't aged at all. He looks like himself, but smaller in this. That's it.
And he's also got. He's the same person.
He is. He is the exact
wisecracking.
Same person.
Been on SNL for 34 years.
Yeah. Yes. Freaking love Keenan Thompson. Okay, let's get into our categories here. Well, you started off. It's our guess the ratings.
Yeah, let's do it. So we got guess the ratings. We got a couple new ones today, boys and girls. So get excited. And also just really quick, we had like the behind the scenes people. You're not going to know any of their names, so look that up if you want later. Okay, guessing the ratings.
Okay.
And because it's just me and you today, I'm going to ask you for 2 for Rotten Tomatoes. Give me the critics and then the audience.
Okay. Critics then the audience.
So we got Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, and Letterboxd.
Okay.
Paul, what do you think?
Okay, Rotten Tomatoes, I'm going to guess this is going to be about a 58. I'm going to guess IMDb is going to be
58 for which one?
Oh, right. Oh, sorry. That's right. For which one?
Audience and critics.
I want to say audience 58, critics 47.
Okay.
I'm going to say IMDb is going to be a 5 out of 10. Letterboxd is going to be 1.7 out of 10.
Ooh.
Out of 5.
Yeah, you thought Letterboxd was like, no.
Yeah.
But so the actuals are actually the harshest is Rotten Tomatoes by far.
Oh.
Rotten Tomatoes critics gave it a 20.
Damn.
garbage. And
Woo!
audience gave it a 45, also garbage.
Dang.
But IMDb 5.5, which is that's a pretty low IMDb score, but it's
Yeah.
it's like a didn't really like it, so like that's like a a 40 on Rotten Tomatoes, so
Yeah.
that's a little bit generous. And then Letterboxd is 2.8, above average,
Wow.
so
A lot of
got a pretty
nostalgia
strong
feels
cult.
like from Letterboxd, if
Yeah, a
anything.
lot of dudes,
A lot of dudes.
dude
Yep.
athletes from the 90s, really,
Oh
really,
yeah. Okay.
really liked it.
Did
Yeah,
not see that coming. Okay. Well, let's get it rolling here. What's our Vivian Ward rating for opening scene, Trevor? What do you got?
3, just
Yeah.
just like a 3, and then to the point where they were doing the rolling credits, the beginning credits, and Kate was like, "This is a really bad start to this movie." I'm like, "I don't think we're in for a treat in the way that we usually are for movies." You're right. This is not great. This is a recurring theme through the movie, and we might as well say it now. It's just all they just were just callback, callback, call. There was nothing new in this movie. They added nobody new. There's nothing. The people they added new sucked. So it's like,
Oh my gosh.
well, we're not even into like the what. Why is this even? How is this the plot yet?
Yeah.
But we will. So
Yep.
yeah, 3 out of 10 for me. What do you got?
Yeah. I'm about the same. Yeah, I'm about a 3 out of 10. Honestly, I mean, the callbacks I get, I get some callbacks because it's the third. I feel like when you have a third of something, it's just
Yeah.
like, how great were the last two? Am I right? Is
Am I right?
basically
Give us some more money. Yeah.
it's literally how great have we done? Am I right? Is what this was. So I mean, I kind of get that, but you know what actually killed it for me? It wasn't even the callbacks. It was the freaking pre-roll credits. Like, look, I'm sure a lot of people worked on this movie. I can wait till the end to know
Yeah.
who
We're
those
not
people are.
watching Smart Guy here.
Yeah, I don't need to know the assistant freaking cinematographer on set. Like, I don't need to know who that is right now. I'm here to watch the movie, and then I'll find out all that stuff afterwards. It felt like I know some '90s shows and movies did this, and it was infuriating. I mean, it
'Cause
was
yeah.
Trevor, 4 slides of names before they got to actual scenes.
Yeah.
4. I was like, that's like
We got it.
it's like
It's not The
18
Simpsons.
names.
Yeah, we don't need the created by. We don't need that.
I
We don't need that.
Sorry, I had a little bit of a rant.
We'll ignore that after the movie. Just
Yes.
we're all gonna
So
just leave after that. So I don't.
so bad. Yeah, we'll ignore that after that. So annoying. I mean, I basically we only ever watched the credits at this point, in some ways to know like, oh, who was that person that we thought that person was? Okay, cool. And then also, can we find the name Tirza somewhere in the list? That's why we watched the credits. Only ever happened once, by the way. One
You
Tirza.
found a Tirza?
We found a Tirza one
What
time.
a fun game.
It was a fun game. It was a fun game.
Let's do that with Kate. I'm sure we'd find 70 of them every movie.
Kate May. 17 Kate Mays worked on this. So, okay. Next, that was pretty easy. The Enstitech Isengard
You actually
Award.
didn't say a number. What was the number?
I did. I said 3. I said about the same.
Oh, you gave it 3 too.
Yeah,
Oh,
I gave
sorry.
it about
Sorry.
3. Mhm.
I got you.
Award for Best Scene. Enstitech Isengard Award for Best
Mm.
Scene. This was a toughie. So I'm gonna give a lame answer to the best scene because it really wasn't a good scene, but it hit me different.
So it's
Uh
ironically good. I have an ironically good and then another one that I actually liked.
oh, okay. I liked the well, actually no, yeah, I liked 2. One is bad, but I liked anyway. The first one is when Gordon Bombay and Charlie go to uh the ice rink together to watch their coach, the current
Mm.
coach, who is Ted O'Ryan, skate with his daughter around the ice rink. Was it super cheesy and like why would that even be happening? Like first, why is there fog on the ice rink for one? I don't know why there's fog there.
Cinema.
I don't know why how they knew that was going to happen. Like it's a daily thing, I guess. Why does Gordon know about it? And then also, how did they not see them in the stands?
Yeah,
So
also
a lot of things wrong with it.
I turned to Kate and go, wow, what a nice moment that they just eavesdropped on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes, exactly. Um, and also the only reason I liked it in that scene is because I'm having a girl
Mm.
in April, and so I was like, that'll be really, I could totally see that. And before it like didn't really make sense. Like, oh, like why would he give up his career? Like he could just move around or whatever. And I was like, no, I'd do that in a heartbeat. That totally makes sense. I would definitely give up whatever it was to make sure that my
Yeah,
kids were, in the best position possible
I
or
also said that.
had their friends.
I'm
Oh,
like,
you
"I would do
did?
that." I go, "I would do that,
Yeah.
100%."
Without question, I'd give it. Yeah, I mean, probably means more for you being a professional baseball player. Like you actually understand that life a little bit more as being an NHL player. But so that was one, and then the other one was actually also with Gordon and Charlie, and it's when they're like looking at Gordon's old photo. It's like the same relative scene, um, looking at the awards in the trophy case, and he's telling him about like you know what he told his new coach about Charlie, like how great he is. He's the heart of the
Mhm.
team. Blah 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 blah. All
Yeah,
that kind of stuff was actually kind of emotional. I was like, good job. So
yeah.
I like those two scenes. Those are
Oh,
mine. I know.
wow. So I actually had I called it the Bombay monologue, right?
Ooh, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
which was great, and, dude, Emilio, just, the pump up speeches, just
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
These kids are supposed to be 14 when he's like, "Yeah, and then I got in a tough place and started drinking." I'm like, "Kids, they're 14, like, why are we whoa, whoa." But other than that, like, the way it was
Yeah.
delivered, dude, the way they did the lighting, so the cinematographer on this, like you mentioned it,
Yeah.
like, if you anytime they're on the ice, it's like the crowd's super dark and the ice is super bright to, like,
Yes. Yes.
spotlight it, which was good, but,
Mhm.
like, also when it showed the coach and stuff, the light going on their hair, they were, like, silhouetted
Yeah,
almost
they're
in
like
light.
angelic.
Angelic, which
Uh-huh.
was a very popular '90s thing to do, but, like, they all had blonde hair, and it was just, like, very
Mhm.
yeah, I bet you noticed that, because I everyone noticed it, and it was yeah, it was, like, the way they did it, but, like, at the same time, I'm like, it does the job, and it is cheesy, but that's kind of the point,
Yes.
so, yeah, so I love the Bombay monologue, and the board meeting just sent me. Just sent me. I go, first of all, and there's a part at the end where we have where we're gonna say are the best and the worst. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a what's the things that you really enjoyed, and then what are just start airing out some grievances. You can give like an itemized list if you want, because
Okay.
that's always the most fun. And then you give your rating. So we're gonna do that in a minute.
Mhm.
But like, why the hell is the whole varsity team in this room? Like, we're the masterminds. Let us see us, cuck these kids. Like, what?
Why is it an open door board meeting? Yeah.
Who are all these people and why are they here? And like and then it just goes to the board and it's just a bunch of just old white people like extras just shaking their head.
Oh yeah. It was oh my there's so many scenes. I'm like, why? Why did they but like, dude, as a kid, you never question that. You're like, of course the varsity team's there. Why wouldn't they be there? I would want to be there.
This pushes the plot forward, and but then we don't
Yeah.
realize we're like we think this is how it happens, and that is not how it happens. I don't even know if it happens. Like you don't just have a
Yeah.
booklet that's like I can be here. They're like no you can't.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like shit. And then Gordon Bombay is like, I'm a lawyer and you can't do that, which of course you can't. Any lawyer would know that. You can't just do it. Not only that, they're like, you don't have cause. They're like, yeah, dang.
yeah.
Like you can't you didn't think about making up a cause? You didn't think about that. You didn't think about the oh, dang it. Step 2, they got us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna
Our plot
void
was
all
too
these
thin.
contracts, and no one's gonna challenge us on it. No one.
Literally, they're
Yeah.
like, you can't do that. And they're like, "Pfft, so? You're like, okay.
Wait. So this was one of your favorite scenes?
No, ironically.
Oh,
Ironically. So
ironic. Yeah,
this
yeah.
is my
Okay.
own I loved it because it was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And then it just then like from that point
Yeah.
all the way through the game at the end, just insane huge event over and like callback, callback, callback. Thing happens for tension for no reason and it's not explained. Callback, and I'm just like, dude, their worlds are getting better and falling apart simultaneously.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
What is going on? What? Okay, so we will get into that. Sorry, but yeah, the board meeting really great in a bad way, and the Bombay monologue was actually a well done monologue. And then an honorable mention is
yeah.
Orion's monologue about defense.
Yeah.
His incoherent. I like stopped the movie. I was like, okay, let me break down what he did. What did he just say?
Yes.
Like in terms of life, he kept saying, but that's what life's about. I'm like, what is defense? You should be fending people off all day. What are you saying? I
I,
understand that every
dude.
other movie's been about offense, but now you want to make it about defense. You want to like switch it up, like a thing we
Yes.
need to learn and it needed
Yeah.
to be to play defense. And that's just in hockey, it's so boring. So anyway,
I was determined, Trevor, when that scene came up, I was like, I'm gonna pay attention because when I was a kid, I got real jacked up about this, but I don't remember why. I remember it being like a really emotional thing, but I was like, let me listen to the words he's saying. And I was like, this is the most convoluted shit you could
Didn't make any sense.
possibly say. It barely makes sense to me. Like I think what he was trying to say is that like being you have to live life confident even when you can't see or know where the puck
The
is.
outcome is.
But what is the
Yeah.
puck? Like you
Is
have
that
to
the outcome? Is that success?
I think so. It's easy to have confidence when you have the puck in your control. It's when you don't have control. It was basically like a lack of control. It's like, okay. But I'm 33 and I'm like, okay, all
What do
right.
we do?
These
So what are we
kids,
learning to do?
yeah, the kids have no idea what he's saying. This doesn't make any sense to him
I
or to
love when it
them.
pans to them and they're just like super like, oh
Yeah.
yeah. Like they're getting some out of him. Like, tell me what it is. What are you what are you learning right now?
Oh my
I'm
god.
lost.
It was a little bit uh underwhelming, but I think that might be a theme that we're going to experience here. Okay.
Yeah,
Favorite. Did I give my favorite scene? I did. Yeah, I gave my favorite scene.
you did, you did.
Okay.
Hello. Have you ever wondered how I stayed awake for all of those 9-inning baseball games throughout my career? Well, I'm about to share the secret. Focus Fuel. Focus Fuel is a caffeinated energy gummy that comes in 3 delicious candy flavors. It's got a bunch of great stuff besides the caffeine that smooths out the energy level and prevents the crash later. If you're one of those people that doesn't like to have a shaker bottle with you all the time, have to have powders and spilling it everywhere, and you can't find the scoop, now you can just have a gummy, 50 milligrams per piece, and control your dose that way. You can take them anywhere that liquids aren't allowed, airplanes, concerts, to keep that energy level going. Use my code, BASEBALL, for 10% off your first order at checkout at focusfuel.com. Now, back to the show.
Did this movie spark any specific memories for you, Trevor?
The one big thing that I thought they did really well and
Mm-hmm.
that I distinctly remember, because I was still getting this, even through all the cheesiness, I was getting the feeling stirred again of
Yes.
like, I can do it. And like, surprise, plot twist. I used to make myself I think of myself as a hero in sports movies. Surprise. Yeah.
Yes.
Like that's probably why I became one of, I mean, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
part of it, but anyway. So the music, like the score is up
Mm.
there in like, we're getting into like like John Williams esque, like epic, like just, I
Yo,
was like, oh,
yeah,
dude,
yeah, yeah.
and then the action also really
Yep.
well done because they've really good, real hockey players doing it. Um,
Oh, they did. I didn't even realize that. That's cool.
and then all the sound effects with like shing, 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 bong, bong, shing, shing. They added like to sound
Yeah.
like the
Yeah,
sharp
dude,
edges
the
and stuff.
sound design on this was like Tears was like, it's so obnoxious. And I was
It's
like,
obnoxious.
I think it adds to it a little bit. I think
It does, but it was intense for me as a kid.
it was just like hockey doesn't sound like that.
So like believing, like believing we
Okay.
can come back. Like they did that, like the whole like you know step up, like that whole thing without it being like toxic to per se. I mean, it was toxic a little bit, but like
Yeah.
uh, but that's just a failure, not like a sports failure. I don't think. And generally like them having fun. I like the message. So like
Okay.
all of that, I was
Okay.
like, it can be fun, and you can also be, you can like take it very seriously, and like it can work out, and you can be successful, and also really enjoy yourself. Like that's what those movies did for me, and this one also did that.
Mm.
Even if it did it in the most like cookie cutter, exactly the same as the last two ways, and it was all predictable, it still did it. And as like a 10-year-old, you want to feel like I can work hard, but I can also enjoy myself, and I can also like achieve really cool things while doing sports and enjoy it and be
Wow.
successful. So I got that from it, and that's why I watch sports movies, and I'm glad that I got to see it that way because I know that there's kids that like get pressure from it.
Yes. Yes.
But
That's I can see that for you as someone who grew up I mean with a very how do I say it? Like high expectation, right? Like very serious sports mindset. At least that was given to you by like your school and whatnot and coaches and I mean you went to states and all that and you're a professional baseball player. So imagine the pressure is high. So that's actually kind of cool that this movie did that. You know, it
yeah,
lightened the load maybe a little bit of like, hey, by the way, also fun. Like also fun to do these
yeah,
things.
Yeah, it's fun, and if you're not having fun, there's a way to make it fun.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, it's not
Um,
always fun,
which I
but
think they
fun
did
is coming.
actually well in the like the basketball court rollerblading scene where they play hockey on their rollerblades and like with cans, trash cans and that kind of thing. It was like we could play this on the ice, but this is also a fun way to do it, and it's just about fun. Like it's not about
Yeah,
skill, it's about we're just having a good time. I think
we're
that's
just
really
having a good
cool
time.
actually. It's like when basketball players would play like, a horse or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, pick
um
up.
yeah, like a little pickup something, whatever. So, okay, that's cool. I would say sparked memories for me of teenage angst. Remember feeling
Mm,
angsty, like, ah, man, these guys they don't understand me. They don't, why did Gordon leave? You know,
took you back.
he didn't understand. Yeah, and I remember, I remember relating to Charlie, which is so disappointing. Relating to Charlie when I was younger watching this, and now I'm like, what a whiny bitch. Like what a little like grow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you're 14/25. Like get it together. But I was watching it with tears and I was thinking to myself, man, this kid does not know how good he has it. It's incredible. And it's a little bit alluded to slightly. Like I think the movie's a little self-aware in that way of how I can't remember his character's name. This is Keenan Thompson. Uh, Russ? I think it was
yeah,
Russ.
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 Yeah,
Um, Russ is like, yeah, man, I'm on scholarship. Like, if I mess this up, my dad's gonna kill me because he's like one of the only people, one of that like is aware of if I mess this up, it's not good for me. Like, it's gonna be really
yeah,
bad. A lot of the kids are in that situation, but he's just very self-aware. Like, and the one, what's his name, calls him a sellout. I was like, sellout. this, this kid's only break in life, and you're like, what a sellout. Like, okay, sorry, I guess I'll just struggle for the rest of my life, and like I don't know, not be able to provide a life for my family or myself. So anyway,
yeah.
that was a little bit of a tangent. Not where even where I came from with that.
Uh, Tangents are
Com-
welcome here on the
Complete.
podcast.
Oh, good. All right, very good.
I mean,
So
what
yeah. So
about characters though? Then, so
oh yeah.
like,
So characters.
so
Uh,
who are your people? Because I got like two.
Oh yeah, I have two as well. I like Russ. Obviously, Keenan Thompson was great.
Yeah,
And then I also really liked Dwayne. Dwayne is the kid who's like the cowboy. He's a cowboy kid.
who's just dumb,
Yeah, cowboy guy. He's
dumb
just
because he's from the south.
dumb as a box of rocks. And I liked his character a lot, though. I thought he was a fun addition to the group. What about you?
He is the most fun for sure.
Yeah.
My favorites were Russ is in there. Maybe I have three then. I really love oh god, I really love what's his name? Freaking Averman,
Oh, okay.
the
All
curly
right.
head kid, the nerd.
Yes, yeah. Averman was great, actually. Yes, you're right. He was
Averman's up
really
there.
funny.
He's the nerd on the team, but they're just these stereotypes. It's ridiculous. Like Goldberg is very clearly the Jewish kid.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
you know,
Yes.
we got Russ is the black kid.
We have all of
Uh,
our stereotypes.
the Bash brothers are like the trailer trash kids.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right.
So like, but again, the point is like, there's someone who looks like you on the team, which is
That
good.
is cool.
There's one of like any like we got the kid from the south, we got a
Yeah.
kid from the inner city, we got the kid who speaks Spanish for the first language. Like they're
Yes.
all playing hockey, which is a historically very white and very has like a high barrier to entry because it's very expensive and there's not hockey rinks everywhere.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's not so that's part of the messaging in these movies, which I think holds up and is great. But so but there's all those other ones. So I like
Right.
Averman and I like Russ because they're honestly they're the best. They had the best lines and they had the best like quips and they kept it funny. They kept it light, which
Yeah.
kept me
Yes.
from going into like what's too far into the what's wrong with this movie because it could have made me miserable. And then at the
Yeah.
very end, which I think they hired this guy while they were filming it, the head coach for the varsity team, the blonde guy who gets
Oh yeah.
three lines. He goes and shakes his hand at the end. He's like, until next time. What do you mean until next time? He's your JV coach. What are we talking about? You see each other every day. You have an office that's probably in the same room. This is a high school team.
He also Dude, he also the character arc is wild for that guy. He goes from no lines at all to murder them. Hit the JV team, who is, by the way, also from our school. Like,
Yeah, who's the varsity next year?
Yeah. Like, he was like, hit them. And at the end, he's like, great game, coach. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. But
yeah, a sportsmanship at the end of the day.
It was like rip your opponent apart. At the end of the day, shake their hand. Have a good day.
At the end of the day, you guys are teenagers, and this is hockey, and none of you are going to the league anyway, so we're good.
And I keep thinking of, too, is the line from Friday Night Lights. We're like, at some point, we got to start thinking of the safety of these kids.
Yeah. A lot of flipping over. One guy gets thrown through a window. We'll get into that when he flies in the crowd with his skates first that are literal swords. Like, have him go head first at least. Like, you had him flip like end over end to where, like, have you tried to catch a knife end over end? Yeah. These people are dead.
Yeah, a knife on a 280-pound kid coming at you. Like, I mean,
bro, not only that, the scene ends.
Man. It was like a 28-year-old dude, but yeah.
Exactly. Huge dude. And then the scene ends and they just keep playing. Like, there's a glass window missing. What about the people? You're just moving the people out of the way. Like, just in case the puck comes over here and it flies in the crowd and murders you again. Same people, like, wrapping their wounds, get hit with a puck.
They're dealing with like a sliced jugular, just trying to stop the bleeding. Here comes a puck at 90 miles an hour. Oh my God. So good. It's a good scene. That should have been one of my favorite scenes.
Oh, what the dude? The whole thing. I got lots, so we'll keep going.
Oh, yeah.
But
all
right.
Sidebar here. Sports movie category in the future.
Okay, so let me. I'll give you a little breakdown of this.
Okay.
So what I was thinking is we'll have like a little mini category only for sports movies. So like it'll be like they'll just be yes or no questions. So we check the boxes like, does it have this? Like, what do all sports movies have?
Yeah.
So like I just had a couple ideas. I don't know. Does it say in the form? I have it in my form. Are there any ideas in there, or is it just the sidebar?
Yeah, the little bullet points here. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like action sequences, good or not good, right? We'll say things like was there a celebrity or an athlete cameo? Yep, this had that. Yeah. A popular hockey player at the time that I don't know his name anymore, and his line was terrible.
Yeah.
Does the coaching arc? Does the coach is one way and then learns like to come around to meet his players in the middle a little bit after, like, does that exist? Because there's always a coaching arc.
Yep.
And then there's always a breakup. Or like a buddy movie breakup where they split apart and they have to come back together. There's always a player gets kicked off the team, or leaves. That's part of the attention. And does it have that? Does it have all these quintessential parts of the the thing? So like there might be some more, but in the future, I mean, we don't have to do these today. But I think that moving forward, when we have a sports movie, these are some stuff we'll add. If you have any other ideas, listener, Discord. We have a Discord channel. It is down
that's right.
in the description. And we would love just in the general chat, just be like, hey, for next sports movie, I think you should do this. Yeah. And we would love to hear what you have to say, because I think it'd be fun. But try to make them yes or no answers, please, because
of course
we could add another hour onto the show, I'm sure. Very quickly.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll leave those for, we kind of answered them as we went through them. All right.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of the review, best quotes. Vince Vaughn Award for best quotes. I will go first. I've decided I will go first. I got 3, roughly, quotes. Actually, I got 4. 2 of them are from my favorite characters. Russ, and this is because it's so bad. So bad. Says, hey, Biff, one more thing. After we beat you, the Warriors die and the Ducks fly. And I cringed so hard when I heard that.
What does that even mean, by the way? Are we changing the mascot of the school?
Which they kind of do, I guess.
Of course they do.
At the end. But yeah, it was awful. That's why I loved it so much. Next one was towards the beginning of the movie. Dwayne says, what did he say? And Russ responds, something about a shrinking sphincter. And that, I don't know, that got me a little bit. I thought that was funny. But I have a very childlike sense of humor. And then Goldberg says at one point, hey, ref, you can call this thing now. We can all get home in time for Melrose.
Melrose. Dynamite drop in. No kids at that time knew what Melrose was.
I had no idea what Melrose was. No clue. Zero idea. And I barely know what it is now. But for some reason, this way he
Pop goes
said
to
it, his
town
delivery,
in the 90s.
confidence was good. And then lastly, this is a funny scene as well. And it has to do with Dwayne again. And it's when they like put ants into the
Yeah.
varsity team's, whatever dorm. I guess they stay on
Jesus
campus at a
Christ.
dorm. And Russ is outside in like a flannel and a cowboy hat and a bandit mask on
Yeah.
a horse.
On a horse. Where did he get the horse there, Minnesota? I don't know.
Horse. It's like, dude, it's because they go to a private like academy that they have unlimited supplies. Like every time we
Yeah.
were like they did stuff. Tears was like, where'd they get that from? It's like, I don't know. The
Don't worry about
science.
it.
Yeah,
There's
doesn't
a lot
matter.
of don't worry about it going on.
Exactly. And he's like, it's just that moment so funny because Biff's looking at him like, what the fuck? what's happening? And he's like, it'd be more fun for me if you ran. It's so good. It'd be more fun for me if you ran. And he's like, It just
That guy,
seems like
dude.
real, genuine fear. For some reason, the actor of Biff seems actually terrified that he's going to
And
get.
he's just yelling, guys,
Yeah.
guys.
I don't know. I'm sorry. That got me. I feel like our listeners are like, this is the lamest shit. And it got me. It got me. So I was not high either. I was completely sober watching this, and it was still really, really good. I can only imagine what it'd be like if I was high. Those are my quotes. Trevor, what are your favorite quotes?
Coach Orion going, you think losing is funny? That hit me good.
Yeah.
When the varsity captain, by the way,
Yeah.
wow, that guy, I wanted to throw him into a wood chipper.
Oh,
Maybe not that bad,
Sucks. Yeah.
but maybe punch him in his face when he goes, you're just white trash. And Russ points around and goes, who you calling white trash?
Yeah.
On the nose.
That was
On
good.
the nose.
Yeah, nailed
kids.
it. Yeah.
Kids didn't understand
No.
where he was coming from.
No.
But he's like, bro, look around. Like, I get it. I know. I know. And no one else knows, but I know.
Yeah. Who are you calling white trash? Yeah.
Who you calling white trash? Who you calling white trash? He said like white, like white, like loud. And I caught it. I was like night, and I like hit the hat. Yeah, you're right. I noticed too, dude. We noticed here in 2024.
Yeah.
So that was good. There is one. Like the whole basically everything Averman was like winning, and he's like no work. He's like and he's like work, and he's like will. He's like and then at the end,
yeah.
and then he's like, do you know what that word is? He's like, I bet you it starts with a W in the back, and it's like confidence. Like, dang it.
That was a good scene. I
So
like that. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. And Gordon Bombay, you learn something new every day, and if you don't learn, you're not living.
Oh,
wow. Deep.
Damn. You're not living.
Deep.
Wow, really good. It's like
Deep.
a bumper sticker. It's really good.
There's
Okay.
a lot of bumper stickers in this movie, but
Oh,
yeah, there were some nuggets, but most of it was really cheesy. But it's also a kids movie, pretty much a Disney movie.
Yeah, exactly. I actually, when we started it and I saw the Disney thing, I was like, did not know that. Didn't know it was a Disney movie. But it makes a lot of sense. Next part, memorabilia. So I think there's a good amount. I mean, I don't know. The obvious ones for at least for me, a Ducks jersey. I like the Ducks jersey a lot. Actually, that is it. Never mind. It's just the Ducks jersey. That's really all I'd want. Trevor?
Ooh, Ducks jersey. So I actually have a quarter zip Anaheim Ducks. Did I wear that when we went on a walk that one time? I think so.
I feel like you did. Actually.
Maybe.
Or at least I saw it. I have seen it.
It's so great.
Yeah.
I love it.
It is very good.
So, but that is great. I also loved the Cowboy kid's name is, dude, there's so many characters.
There's a lot of kids on the team.
Cowboy. I'm gonna call him Cowboy. I love Cowboys Stars jersey.
Oh yes.
Was cool.
Yeah, the Dallas Stars jersey was really cool. Yeah.
Cool as heck.
I did like that they all wore like their respective favorite team, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
jersey. That was pretty cool. To practice, yeah. That was neat.
I loved it. So there's that. God, there's one other one that I was trying to remember right at the end of the movie. Uh,
Like an
God.
item?
It's because I'm a headband guy, dude. I'll take uh
Oh, one of the
Fulton
Bash
Fulton's
Brothers?
headband, Bash Brother headband. I love the bat, dude.
Oh, Fulton, yeah.
We
Yeah,
loved the Bash Brothers growing up, bro. The
come
dudes,
on.
if you didn't like them, you're lying.
Oh, yeah, they were the best.
They were the best,
They
and
were
then
the
they became
best.
so wholesome. They were
Yeah.
kind of just generally the best characters.
They were yeah, they were the most interesting, I think, in a lot of ways. They had actually a decent amount of depth to them, which is surprising because they're like supposed to be like the meatheads, right?
Uh,
But yeah, you're right. Okay. All right. Decent
yeah,
memorabilia there. Okay.
yeah. It's jerseys, always
It's basically
jerseys.
just
There's great
jerseys.
jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. What am I supposed to say? Like a horse? The ant farm? I don't want that.
yeah,
All right. Best and worst parts of it all. Best and worst parts.
yeah. You can list. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. I'm just gonna say in general, I think the best parts were the action parts.
Yeah,
Any part that had actual hockey, I was excited for because a couple reasons. One, I thought it was shot pretty well, and two, uh, the music was really good. It did kind of get me jacked up. Like I wanted to hit. I remember that feeling when I was a kid. Like I want to skate so bad because I think
yeah.
when I skate, I'm gonna hear this music playing over me as I'm skating around. And I actually did. I think this is why this movie hit so hard for me. Hit so hard was really popular for me is because I took ice skating lessons at the time, and so I was actually doing well and like going up to intermediate levels. And then I kind of wanted to do hockey, but my parents were like, "How much is that? No, we're not going to do that. You can
Exactly.
keep playing baseball." Like, all right. So the barrier to entry for hockey was quite high.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. So anyway, so the action scenes were probably the best part for me. The worst part, I mean, take your pick. Worst parts of the forced relationship between Charlie and that other chick was weird.
Yeah.
Uh, and like, it feels weird to say this too because like she's supposed to be 14, but she's clearly in her mid 20s.
Yeah.
And
I'm like,
she
she's
was
hot, and that's a problem.
yeah, she was very plain. Like there's nothing about her that would be desirable from a storytelling point of view. Like she has done nothing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's just that Charlie looks at her and basically is like, she's hot or pretty or whatever. I want to pursue her. And that's pretty much all it is. There's nothing
She's
else
pretty and
about
attainable.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And so that bugged me. That forced relationship was weird and unnecessary. Um, the reason they gave for Hans dying was the worst. It was
Yeah,
his
what was it
time.
again?
It was his time. He died because it was his time to die.
Yeah, that's not a reason. Anyway.
It was his time. Um, I mean, gosh, there's a litany. I feel like the weird, overly misogynistic, like I was uncomfortable when what's his name was like hitting on the head cheerleader.
Yeah.
It was very uncomfortable. He
Crawled
was
under the
like
table, winked,
he
looked
was
through the
like
fourth wall.
eating her in his mind, like devouring her. It was a bit much. As opposed to
Yeah.
McLovin, like following, what's her name back and forth. He was like in a trance. It felt a little bit more innocent. This
Yeah.
felt like predatory. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
relax.
You're
Um,
a ladies' man.
yeah, yeah. And then like, yeah, walking underneath the table, like stirring up all the skirts was, and then like the fourth wall break. I was like, I'm not with you. Don't look at me. Like, don't drag me into this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ooh-wee.
and so that was weird. But yeah, those are some off the top of the dome, best and worst parts. I'm sure you have some. I also kind of
We
want to hear, to like tertiarily, I want kind of want to hear Kate. Like, what does she have to say about some of this too?
Well, I can give you a couple of hers. That all that misogyny. Like, so the big thing she had comments on, and like I got defensive, not defensive, but she
Mm.
thought I was being defensive. And we
Oh,
actually she's like, hey, whoa, hey, what's that from? I'm like, so when Charlie comes and is like, hey, you didn't give me a chance to Linda, she's supposed to be
is
the
that her
girl
name?
next door.
Linda,
Yes,
the girl. Okay,
Linda. By the
okay.
way, this movie's 28 years old, just to hurt your
Linda.
feelings.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
but Linda is supposed to be like the girl next door, like cute and timid. Like she wears blouses to high school. Like no,
Yeah.
you know, like
Blouses.
blouse high. I don't know how what the
Multiple
plural of blouse.
blouses would be blouse eye. Yeah.
She wears like a dress over a blouse, like very
Yes.
like conservative, like just like I like reading, but like we never see her reading.
Mhm. Mhm.
And he never gave me a chance, and he's just like charming, but he's like, but what's his date? Come watch me play hockey. So Kate's like,
Ah.
okay, because she's like, I live that experience. I'm like, I didn't say come watch me play baseball so you think I'm cool.
Oh,
It's
no.
because I wouldn't be able to see you if you didn't. so, uh,
Okay.
like I was just like, hey, it's part of the character arc is him like, yeah, let him arc, and then it never happened. I was like, never mind. Never mind, it sucks.
Let
So I
him
like,
arc.
but I'm like, usually at the beginning of a movie, man, like that's part of it, like to
Yes.
show him that way. But that
Exactly.
wasn't part of it. No, that was the stereotype. So, they just leaned to the stereotype.
That was
But
great. Okay.
so that was bad. And you're right. She was She, no offense to Linda, she did her best, but she was literally pointless.
Yeah.
Like you have to have a love interest because, and
Yes.
she's like waiting outside of the boardroom when they get their
Bro,
stuff
the
back.
whole effing school was there.
She's like, good for you. Like no one cares about the JV hockey team. Sorry.
It
They
was
don't.
yeah,
Nobody does.
no one
I don't. We
cares.
don't care if you won the Goodwill games. It wasn't even the Olympics. God, so much better though. God, Iceland as a villain, so much
Yeah,
better.
it was better. It was better. I
Okay,
know. Yeah. Mistake.
so best parts, music, vibe, action. Right, real hockey players doing hockey stuff. Even though it's like
Yeah.
it's so funny that they're bumbling around and they're all spread out. No one when it's them, and then it goes back, and then it's like super fast. Like this team that's down 9-0 suddenly turns into the Dallas Stars and just starts running all over them.
In one period, by the way.
In one, like,
It,
did it have to be 9-0?
I thought I was saying, I was like, just make it more believable, like 4-0 or
Literally, it's like
even
2,
5.
3, and then it shows it again. It's like 7. I'm like, where'd the other? We could have just cut those 3 goals out. It could have been 6-0 or 5-0.
You didn't even show all the goals that you're saying they have.
Yeah, like why did we pick that?
Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we're so we just went into the worst just immediately.
Yep.
All right, you ready for some plot holes?
Oh boy.
Bash Brother coming back and then getting thrown out immediately and then stripping.
Oh yes. Yep.
I was like, dude, why is this here?
Bro. And that
And he's
one
just
lady.
shredded. He's supposed to be 14. He's supposed to be 14 and was like, and he doesn't even like it's his first day at the school.
Bro.
No one even knows who he is.
There's an old woman who has to be probably 50 in the stands with her popcorn, and she's like, "Oh yeah!" I'm like, "He is a child.
He's
He's a child.
He's supposed to be a child. He's not
Supposed
a
to
child.
be." Actually, it makes perfect sense that you're acting that way as is. But if the character is a child,
Like someone needs to be looking around like, what's happening?
yeah, there's no one like, why are we what is this? Yeah. And then
So that
he immediately has his clothes on in the next scene.
of course he does. Immediately has it. The guy flying into the crowd, breaking the glass, and then we're just moving on.
Yep.
Killing 2 people, and this is now a horror movie, but it's okay. There's that.
Yeah.
Hans, like his mom just being in a diner.
Oh, yes.
Is this a
Okay.
sentiment? I can't remember because I didn't like. I can't
She
remember
works
if it's from the
there.
first. She works at the diner, but she's just sitting there because she's staying at work because she has nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
Because they literally gave her no lines. And she's in the crowd just going smiling the whole movie.
Yeah.
And then at the end when she's like, "I love you, Charlie," he's like, "I love you, Mom." I was like, "Oh, that's why."
Mm-hmm.
They're not good actors. That's
Yeah.
why, and it's not believable, and I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
go
but
have
she's like,
fun. Yeah.
Hans passed away, and he's like, "What?" She's like, "It was his time." Not. I talked to him yesterday. What happened?
Yeah. He had a heart
Did
attack.
he have a heart? His time in what way? He was
Yeah.
literally healthy
Yeah,
5 minutes ago.
exactly.
So what happened?
Well,
And
he
we just
coughed once the previous scene. Not sure if you noticed that. Very big
oh,
cough.
I didn't.
Yeah,
So
there was a
we should have
cough.
wrote that a little. Oh, I'm okay, son.
Yeah,
I'm still
dead.
sitting in the chair I've been
So,
in.
yeah, to everyone who's watching or listening, if you cough once, well, you have 24 hours to live. So, just so you
It
know.
could be. It could be because he never has never left that room he's in.
He's just been
Ever.
inhaling skate
Charlie just goes
dust.
to talk to him at the room.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's where they're saving money, I think. That and not having they only paid the head coach of the varsity team like $3 to be in it for 5 minutes. Uh, so they you can see where they cut all the money out.
Yep.
That was bad. Him adding that in, the whole everything with Linda was bad. Uh,
Yeah.
Charlie going, I'm the captain of the team in the beginning. I'm like, why would you say that? Like, why? Why are we trying to establish that he's a dick just out of nowhere? He's never been a dick. He's always been the guy we love.
Yeah, yeah. He's a dick real early on in
So
this.
we need him to be a dick. But okay, and then the last one, the big one. This is a quick synopsis of the plot of the movie. Sorry, spoilers if you don't get it by now. So they're a JV team that just won charity, the Goodwill Games, the World Championship.
Yeah.
They're like, we're gonna all go to this private school together,
Mm-hmm.
and they won 10 straight state championships. Okay.
Yeah.
So now it's the JV versus the varsity. So the varsity is supposed to be helping the JV because they're technically can be on. They just switch players, so it
Yeah.
doesn't really them as the villain tough because you're supposed. There's got to be
Well,
like
they set it up where the captain of the varsity team's brother didn't make the team now because of the Ducks. So that's like the artificial tension there
oh
of like, oh, my
yeah, that
brother
really
didn't make
stuck
it.
with me. I didn't even
Yeah.
realize that.
Yeah.
I just thought he was a horrible racist because he says things like "you're from the other side of the tracks."
Yeah. Oh, no, he
Um,
is. Yeah.
so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is just
Yeah. The undertone of racism throughout the entire movie is pretty strong. It's pretty strong. They like kind of address it, but it's just like it's presented as a lot of these 90s movies are is like that's just the way it is. Like
yeah, yeah,
shoulder
yeah,
shrug, you
and
know what I
it's
mean?
bad.
Yeah.
It's bad, but like affirmative
Hey.
action.
Yeah.
But it's a villain, not like a that person should still be able to consider going along their around their life and not have to change. No,
Yeah.
no,
Nope.
no. We need some change from from the bads,
Yep.
from the baddies, especially when it's that bad. Yeah, it's supposed to be elitism, and they're like, oh, it's 1996. They're like, oh wait, that was racism.
Yeah.
They just thought it was elitism, but that they are connected.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, good point.
yeah, I got that vibe. But the whole plot, and then the JV coach is an ex pro,
Yeah.
but the other guy's like, who knows? Who knows? You don't have the ex professional player is a high school JV coach? No. And he acts like that. And he's the only one who ever shows up there having a fight. And he's like, hey, get out of here. If I were your coach, I would. I'm like, you are their coach, bro. You all are coaches together. Why do high school sports work? Why are they so independent? That's not how it works. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So that was a big one.
Okay.
Goldberg in the beginning, just like skating backwards downstairs.
Oh my gosh. Tears that kept saying, just fall over. Just fall over. This would be done. Yeah, they jump off a freaking bridge.
Then he lands in the middle of the flying V again.
He lands in the correct direction and you fall and there's no bridge. Where'd the bridge go? Bridge is gone
I don't know.
in the next scene.
Yeah. There was some interesting cutting and
Yeah.
stuff. But I mean that's just supposed to be frivolous and fun. And then they end with obviously their comeback. So and then the last thing.
Mhm.
Their strategy for winning was to not let them score and tie.
Yes.
This reminds me of Creed when they're like they tie and you're like, seriously? We just watched a Rocky spinoff where it was a tie,
Yeah.
and the other guy's just like a butterbean, like out of shape fat dude fighting Michael B. Jordan. So I'm
Yeah.
like, and everyone's like, oh, that was so good. I'm like, what? And now there's 3 of them. So
There's 3 of them.
it was like that kind of stuff. But them cramming Bash Brothers coming back,
Yeah.
Han's dying, Gordon Bombay shows up.
Twice.
So they killed Hans to get Gordon back in the movie. Well, he's got to come out now. His favorite person's dead. I'm not fully wrap my head around what the relationship is to everybody. Still, I'm like, okay, are they like second cousin? Is he someone's grandpa or is he just a guy that likes hockey?
Hans?
Yeah. So I love Hans. He's
I
a
think
great
Hans is in the
mentor.
first and third. I don't think he's in the second.
He's in the second, but he can't they call him once or something.
Yeah.
Or he's like watching. He's always watching on TV and they're slow panning around him.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, them killing him just so they can get Gordon to come in and be the lawyer.
Can I just interject really quick? Why are high school JV games being broadcast on the radio?
It's like that 10 times.
What?
10 times state championships.
Who? But it's JV. Why do they have a
That well,
dedicated announcer who's also a student? None of this makes sense. Anyway, sorry. I know it's a
it's
movie.
a plot twist. It's a YouTube broadcast before it exists. It's a closed circuit local
Which
television.
would make more sense.
Which is awesome. Anyway, I'm glad they had the kid though. I always love the kid.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a nice, and it made it feel fun.
Mhm.
But yeah, all of these just major like jam it in, and then them getting there. He's like, you guys don't look like warriors. You look like ducks. Oh, we gotta wear the Ducks jerseys now, even though it doesn't make any sense. And Orion's like, oh, and Charlie, I could have missed it
Ah.
because I'm gonna be honest. There was times where I was like, I tuned out for like a minute. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what happened?
Oh, yeah.
Did Charlie ever apologize to the coach? Ever?
Uh,
No.
I don't remember if he did on the bus or not.
No, he gets on, he goes, Coach, I'm ready to I would like to or I'm ready to play defense. Can I come back? That's what he says. That's it.
Got it. So he never actually takes
He doesn't say, "Hey man, sorry for being an asshole and saying that thing about your life and a horribly deep cutting, horrible thing to say. And I didn't know about your daughter and your reasoning. That is on me. I'm so sorry." Never does it.
Yeah.
He just gets teary eyed with Gordon. He's like, "Man, I feel really bad about that. I'm not going to tell him, but I feel bad." And then
Yeah, that's true. There's never like a reconciliation.
Where's the apology? What are you going to do about it?
And what's his name? The coach is the adult and just is like, all right, and just moves past it because it's a child.
Smirks and then smiles for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, then he's really happy the rest of the movie. That's true. It was weird.
But there's never that event that makes them good with each other.
No. And then this is my you haven't named it yet. Maybe you're not done.
Go. No, I'm done. Go.
Weirdest. I mean, maybe not the weirdest, but the weirdest part of the movie to me is very random. It's 2 seconds long, and it's at the very end of the movie. It makes zero sense. There's no build up to it that I've seen. Maybe I missed it. There's no mention of this whatsoever, and it's almost as weird as the two coaches being like, "Good game. See you next week," or "See you next time."
Until next time.
Julie the cat and the other goalkeeper kiss.
Yeah.
It is like, thanks, Scooter. The fuck? What? You guys have been talking?
Yeah, they talked like once at the beginning of the movie.
Like, what?
And that's the first thing you show us.
It is so weird. It was like whole sections of the movie were cut. And like suddenly there's like the end of a plot development. Like, oh, they get together. Good. I was rooting for them. I wasn't. Didn't even know they were talking.
Yeah, I thought she shut it down.
It was all about it. Thanks, Scooter. And like, I don't know, just goes up and like kisses her in. It was very weird. And it's also weird
Scooter,
because she still kind of looks like she could be maybe in high school. And he looks like he's been in the workforce for 5 years.
Yeah, that guy's a VP at a financial firm. I'm gonna look it up though. He might be
Vines or something. I don't know.
And they try to line it up like he's a good dude with his one scene at the beginning where he's like, "Hey man, we don't have tracks. That's not defense." Saying we're all the same is not
that's
a defense.
That's not good
at all. You're missing it. But then that's it. And I'm like, oh, he's the
weird.
goalie. Later, I'm like, oh yeah, he's the goalie.
He's the goalie.
I didn't know that. But that said, Julie was my girl when she was my crush in this movie.
For sure. Yeah. I
Julie's
wish the other
awesome.
girl got a little bit more screen time.
Yeah, but they're already in a relationship. They already had their whole thing. Remember?
No. What do you mean?
The dude with the face. They were the spies and they were in there together. They're like a couple.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
They're a couple.
Forgot about
so we knew that. Like, there's a couple things too, like from the other movies that are just like we can't remember, so that will make it fall flat for us.
Yes.
That will not fall as flat if we watch them back to back to back, which I'm not going to do.
No.
But I think they get together in the first one, so I still couldn't remember that. That was just established in the second one too.
Okay.
I still think the second one was fine. Dude, I literally learned that Iceland was green and Greenland was ice from that movie. Yeah.
From that movie. Yes, I did. Yes, I remember that. Yep. You know, Iceland is covered in green. And Greenland's covered in ice. It's crazy.
Oh, wow. And the Iceland head coach is as close to Ivan Drogo from Rocky IV.
Oh, that was
you could get.
I gotta imagine that was intentional.
Slick back hair, just villain.
Yes.
They're black. They're the all black team because of course.
Yeah.
They
Russia's
do
the
that a little
easy
too on the
villain.
nose here too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yep.
When in reality, it's funny though. Now, if you watch any sports movies made in the last 10 years,
Okay.
the white jerseys. The white
Yes.
jerseys are the bad
White
guys,
jerseys are yeah, exactly. All right.
as they should be.
Also, one more point. Just wanted to say the part
Yeah.
of the movie that Tirza kind of noticed too is she was like, "Good on Linda." She was like, "Good on Linda." She's trying to have the name changed from the Warriors way back in the whatever 1996, and Charlie goes on a rant about like, I don't know, I think it's pretty great. You got the Blackhawks and the Redskins, and you got the Indians, and all. I was like, oh boy,
You just named 2 or 3 that have been changed.
oh boy, yeah. Oh
So,
geez. And yeah, it's actually interesting. There's a local high school around here called the Warriors, and like people are talking about like how New York State wants them to like change the name, and people are like, oh, but it's not, the logo's changed. It's not, an Indian head anymore. Now it's like a Roman soldier's head, and blah 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 blah. I was like, yeah, it's just I'm not saying I have an opinion either way necessarily on that. I'm just saying that like it's interesting that that exact thing is happening right now, and they're talking about it back then, and the logos are almost the exact same thing
yeah.
from this movie. So I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere. You can't go wrong with Mighty Ducks, though. You can't.
No.
Oh, sorry. We're gonna get this is a big one. They go to Hans' funeral.
Oh, yeah.
All of the kids are in the front row on one side. So they've been doing this for 4 years. Hans was like 80. What did he do for the first 76 years of his life? Does he know anybody else? Or has it always been about AAU hockey? And are there any other ex-players? Are there any grown-ups? The guy did it for 50 years. No, it's just the Mighty Ducks and Gordon Bombay. They're the only ones there. They're the first ones to put flowers in the casket because they're evidently his children.
He's got no kids.
Gordon's
no
late.
Family. Gordon's late, yeah.
Gordon's late, stares at Charlie, doesn't listen to anything the guy says, and then he goes, hold on one second, and then puts the duck jersey on. Like, you interrupted.
Yeah. And then the priest or whatever just is like, well, guess I won't do my thing. And then they all leave.
Then they're like, all right, got that out of the way. See you, Hans. We got to go beat the varsity. We got to go. Our biggest challenge yet, a varsity team.
A varsity team. A team that is 1 to 2 years older than us. Wow.
But 1 foot taller.
Oh,
and
dramatically
actually
taller.
10 years older.
Yeah. Full on grown ass adults actually are who we're playing this time around. Sweet heavens. All right. That's I think a good segue into
I think so.
into the rating. Trevor, what do you give this memorabilia? Remembrance rating versus your current rating.
Remembering rating. Remembering rating is a 6.
Uh-huh.
And nostalgic value is a 3.5 now.
Yeah. That's about right. I'm gonna say my nostalgia rate or my kid rating is little Paul watching this is like I freaking love this movie. Probably like an 8 for me back then. Watching it back, it's a 3. This is a terrible movie. It is. There are some redeeming aspects, and they're mostly when they're playing specifically the hockey, which is not what you want to base a movie around, just hockey, because I could just watch that. There is very little to no character development arcs or anything explained in any meaningful way at all in the movie. Yeah, real bad. Would not recommend.
But if you like that stuff, go for it. I'm even looking at Easter eggs. There's nothing here. It's all just like, this was a callback. This was a callback. This was a callback. I know about all the callbacks. They call back everything from the both movies: the flying V, the knuckle puck, the triple deke, the fact that he can't stop Averman just messing up all the time. He's a bad hockey player. I like that half their flaws are they're bad at hockey.
Yes. Which
he can dribble like crazy. He just can't shoot or skate. You're like,
yep. Which makes them good at hockey. Somehow.
But they're the best.
Yes. Yeah, that one kid, can't stop. Yeah. He goes over the net and he yells, I can't stop. And it's like, has no one taught this kid how to stop in the 4 years he's been playing hockey? No one.
No one's mentioned Coach Ryan's like, yeah, you're on the team. Anyway, but Charlie, you got to work hard. And he's by far the best player. Like, it's not even close.
Yes.
Like, just give him the puck. Watch what he does with it.
Exactly.
Like,
and put everyone else on defense, actually. There's your defense problem. But everyone else on
And
defense, just Charlie on
well,
offense.
plot twist. It's pretty much them just hanging out in front of the goal. The whole team becomes goalies. That's the plot. Fun. Fun.
So bad.
Anyway.
Well, that I think that about wraps up a
Yeah, it
review
does.
of D3, the Mighty Ducks. Oh man, you know what? I apologize. We came off some heater movies, some good ones, and I just like, what about this piece of garbage?
Paul, I think that once you said no, not D2, D3, I was like, oh, are we doing this on purpose? But then I realized it's kind of necessary to do that. It gives you a little bit, like, you can't just give glowing reviews for everything all the time.
Yeah, true.
We got to have some questionable stuff.
Yeah.
Someday, I hope there's an element where we like all watch something for the first time, like some cult classic niche, like,
Cool.
or like so bad it's good or something situation. And then,
Yes.
but that, yeah, we got to do these first. I like how we're all over the place. So we got sports movies, we got we got our animated movies, we got some serious stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I'm noodling something for next week.
Ooh. Oh yeah, it's your turn. Okay. Oh
Okay.
yeah. I'm excited. All right, Trevor,
right.
you want to take us out here, bud?
Let's take us out. Guys, thank you so much for being here as always on the Make Contain Action podcast, where we talk about mostly video games and then a movie. We still don't have a name for the thing. So if you, again, Discord, hop in there, general chat, let us know what you think, or in the comments, anywhere you can, preferably YouTube. That'd be really nice. And give us 5 stars. We appreciate that. We will be back next week with another episode of the show. That is episode 13. Oh, and before we go, Paul, handshakes, digital handshakes. That was our 101st episode right there.
Hey.
So we did it. We'll do a little. We're noodling little. I'm noodling. Maybe this is probably the first time you've heard it. A little celebration for that. Maybe we do something special. So,
heck yeah!
I got some ideas. Some I'll let you know. But we'll see you next time on the show, and you have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye bye.